Hello, students. It's Mr. Gillies here. I wanted to run through something just quickly on Google Classroom. I've been having a lot of questions that have been very similar to each other in terms of how we turn work in on Google Classroom. So I wanted to just go through that quickly, show you a couple of different ways, and make sure that everybody knows exactly how we want work turned in on Google Classroom. So Mr. Mullas has set up a test class for me. I'm a student of the class. He is the teacher, and he's added some work there. So I'm going to go into that. I'm going to complete the work and turn it in on Google Classroom, but I'm also going to show you a larger classroom. So if I go down to, say, 6B or 8B, sorry, I can show you an example here. So you see this classroom, there's lots of different information posted here. I've got different project work that we've been working with throughout the year, as well as information that we've also been working with. At the top, you've got a section here, stream, classwork, people, and marks, okay? So what you want to look at is your stream, so that will give you the latest things that have been posted. But then the most important one, I think, is classwork, where you can click. Now, on the left-hand side, you will see some topics. Depending on how the teacher works with Google Classroom, you may have topics along that side, and that will help you easily get to the work you want to do. So, if, for instance, you want to see the recipes that we've worked with in class, you can click on recipes, and then these recipes are all posted here. Now, I'm going to go back to all topics, and you'll see here we've got a consumer rights. We've got a few weeks worth of consumer rights. We've got some different methods of cooking, some self-reflection, weighing and measuring. So this is what a full Google Classroom will look like. Lots of different classwork there, lots of things that you need to work with and turn in, and so on. Now I'm going to go back to the setup lesson because I'm a teacher of 8B. I'm not going to see it exactly how you see it. So I'm a student of this test class. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to see what there is. Okay, so it's a new class that's been set up. There's only one project or assignment that's been posted, and it's due, as you can see here, tomorrow. So on the left-hand side here, you've got upcoming, and that will give you all of the things that are coming up and due. So I've got this Chrome Music Lab. It's due tomorrow. If I wanted to get into that, I could click this, and it would come up with the project itself. So Chrome Music Lab. I'll go back. I'll show you another way to get there. If I go over here to classwork, you see it's a little bit different. I've got one option here, which is view your work. Now, if you've got a class that's got lots of different things that's been posted and different deadlines that you've got, you can hit view your work, and it will come up with a big list of everything that you need to complete. So in this case, there's only one thing, but if I was in one of my other classes as a student, there might be 10 different things all up and down here. And it will give me what it is, so the title, when it's due, and its current status. So it could be assigned, it could be returned with a grade, it could be missing, so on and so forth. It could be any of those three. All right, so I'm going to go back to test class. I'm going to go to classwork, and I can see my work here. So I'm going to click on this and then view the assignment. Right, so this assignment's there. I'm not going to open this up. I know what it says already. It's asking me to post a link to a song that I created in music class. So I just need to post that link to the song and then turn my work in. This is specific to this Chrome Music Lab. In each of your classes, you'll have different instructions. You might need to add a page of text. You might need to add pictures. Depending on what the teacher has asked you for will depend on what you need to put into this project work. So in this case, I need to add my work here. So I'm going to hit add or create on the right-hand side. And I'm given a number of different options. So I could add Google Drive. I could add a link, I could add a file, I could create something new. So I could create a document, I could create a slideshow, I could create sheets, or I could create a drawing. Now, if this project was something that required a lot of text and I was just starting it out, then what I could do is I could create a document, and then that document, as it creates here, will pop up a new screen, and I can start to write within that document. And I can use that as my actual project. So I'll start my project in this document, and this will be the work that I turn in. So while that loads up, I'll give it a second to just finish loading. While it loads, I'm going to show just another section here. So when I go add or create, you can see you could do the same for Google Slide, you could do the same for Google Sheets, and you could do the same for Google Drawings, okay? If you've already worked on your project and you finished it in Google Drive or in any other document format and you want to just add that, you could go to Google Drive and then select the file that you've been working on and attach that to the document, okay? In this case, I've opened up a Google Docs document, and here I need to just write my answer to the questions that were posted. So I can type, hi, Mr. Moulas. Here is my song. I'll paste that in. Have a good day. Great. Spell that wrong. Day. Right, so that's all the work I need to do for this actual project. Now that's done. What I need to do is I need to make sure that I turn my work in. If the work isn't turned in, the teachers don't know if you've finished it and it won't be posted there. So unless you do this step, it doesn't matter what you've done before, nothing will be graded and nothing will be submitted to the teacher. So I want to go to the top right-hand corner, and you can see here there's a little gray button that says turn in. So I want to hit that, and it's going to open up a new Google Classroom tab, and that will take just a second. Right, looks very similar to the last tab that we were working with. However, now it's asking me to hand in your work. One attachment will be submitted for Chrome Music Lab, and that's the attachment or the document that we were just working on. So I want to hit hand in, and it says they're handing in, so it's working. Great, so that's now here on the right-hand side, you can see your work handed in. If for whatever reason you want to change your work, or you want to add more to it, or you don't think you've done enough, or for whatever reason you want to work on this document again and change it, you need to hit unsubmit, and then unsubmit to add or change attachments. Don't forget to resubmit once you've finished. That's very important. So I'm going to unsubmit that. It's going to take a second. And then I can click on it. I can add more text to this document. I can also add another attachment if I want to. I could add another link. I could add another set of slides. Anything here, I'm able to add anything from Google Drive. But I'll go back to this document, and I can write here in a second when it loads. You'll notice that sometimes it does take a little while to load, and that could be because of any number of reasons. There might be a lot of people using Google Docs at the same time on the same server. It could be a case of just the computer's a little bit slow, or the internet's a little bit slow, or it's a large file, any number of different reasons. But you'll notice though, while it's loading, there's no turn in button here. You need to wait and be patient, give it time to load so that everything is working properly. So that's loaded now, or it's almost loaded fully. You can see that my turn in button is there ready to go. And say, for instance, I wanted to just add a little text or a little bit of an example. I made this video on Windows Movie Maker, for instance, just as an example. Obviously, check your spelling, make sure that you get it all right. There's a spell check there for a reason. It's easy to use. Now, I've made a change to that. On Windows should be capital, Windows Movie Maker. Great. So I've changed that. I want to turn that in again. So I don't want to not turn it in, because then the teacher won't be able to see it. So I'm going to hit turn in again, and you'll see that it takes just a second for the document to load up again. It's going to look again very similar to last time. Great. So hand in your work. One attachment will be submitted for Chrome Music Lab. John Gillies, Chrome Music Lab. Hand in. And that goes from assigned, and as it's turned in, it's changed to handed in. So I know that that's done. One other way to check that is to go back to your classroom. I can hit classwork, and then I can go to view your work that we looked at tomorrow. So I'll go to that, and you can see that I've got one attachment or one project due. It's due tomorrow, and I've handed it in. Okay, so that's how we know the work is being completed. There's a number of different ways that you can attach documents. We've been through those during this video, and we've also looked at ways that we can see the work that is due and any work that is upcoming.